to the Quantum Nerdcore podcast. I have taken over Alex's Twitch page today, and I am joined by my friend Patio Joe. I am El Stevo, and in case you guys were wondering who hijacked Alex's Twitch page today, you can find me on Twitter at L_Steve_O. I am joined by my friend and partner in crime, Patio Joe. You can find him at Patio Joe Ref. He's one of the contributors on wisetake.com and also an avid wrestling fan. And you guys all should already know Mr. Oh No, it's himself. Alex is here with us to talk about Wrestlemania 34.
I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
So tonight is awesome because it's this whole weekend is WrestleMania weekend.
The whole weekend.
And
it
great.
started yesterday?
Right now we are
Wait a minute, is it over? Is the Hall of Fame over? Or is it still
Hall of Fame was yesterday.
I think there's still a couple fans
it took forever, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
put it on Twitter, it'll get you over.
Yeah. So we're talking about WrestleMania 34. Tonight is the NXT TakeOver, and that's going to be just as awesome, if not as good or better. But since tomorrow night's WrestleMania, we got a little bit of time. And they have a huge stacked card for this weekend, which I'm absolutely excited about. We wanted to go. We're going to go match by match and give our opinions, our takes, our hot takes on everything, and how we think the night's going to go down for tomorrow night. But first, I kind of want to get you guys' take. I'll start with Alex on this one, actually. I forgot to tell you, Joe. What are the 3 matches that you're looking forward to for this year's WrestleMania?
Who did you want to start? Me?
Yep.
Then it's going to be, what did I say before? The IC title with Seth, Finn, and Miz. The SmackDown Tag Championships. And I was going to say Nakamura Styles.
Okay. All right, Joe, what about you?
I'm all about Nakamura Styles. Also, I'm all about Charlotte and Asuka. And then Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
I am looking forward to the IC title match. And, I just think that they've been putting out phenomenal work, the 3 of them. Like, Balor, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and The Miz has just been great. I don't know if you guys caught it. Did you guys see him announcing for Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor the other night on Raw? It was spectacular. Like that was a great and insane match. If they can even make it half as good, I'll be satisfied. But
The Miz has so skyrocketed in everything. Like, I think when I was like, holy shit, I'm really rooting for The Miz was when it was Dolph versus Miz for the IC title was it Backlash?
Well, that was a while ago. That was like a year ago. Wow.
And I was like, okay, that is the best match on the card. Like, and it's a match with The Miz. And I never thought I'd say that. Or when he dropped that really fire promo at Daniel Bryan, I was just like, what is this guy doing? And how is he doing it? And what magic has he like concocted to become like this good?
Yes.
He's really put in work.
Absolutely. The other match I'm looking forward to is I guess I love all you guys. Asuka and Charlotte Flair, I think, is going to burn the house down. I think it's going to steal the show, to be honest. And then a close thing to that is going to be obviously the one everybody's, I think, looking forward to, Shinsuke and AJ Styles. Plain and simple.
I think that's going to be match of the night.
Yeah, I mean, plain and simple. But I think that people are going to be insanely surprised by Asuka and Charlotte, and they're going to be like, holy crap, women's wrestling has just been elevated again. Because it's the hype. They finally built it up right. They did everything right behind it. And if you guys had the chance to watch the Mixed Match Challenge, I mean, they were going for broke on already. Yeah. Like, there are little spots here and there, and you saw that they tried to keep them away, I guess, as much as they could. But they already were putting out some incredible stuff, and it was just a mixed tag match. So getting them solo in the ring is going to be just incredible. I'm actually really hyped. I've not been this hyped for WrestleMania in quite some time.
Except for that last half hour. That last half hour is gonna be. I'm just gonna turn it off. I don't know about you guys. I was thinking about just like done.
Well, I mean, you know what's funny is that they were ribbing Roman Reigns all night last night. at the Hall of Fame ceremony. Did you
Were
see?
they?
They were just, dude. Everybody who was accepting an award of some kind, they were also just digging right into him, and it was just funny because he's a meme even among his own people. Like
Yeah.
it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Definitely.
I just don't I don't get it.
They just got to do the one thing that they need to do. And it's worked for the Usos. It'll work for Roman. That's all they have to do is that one thing.
They're not gonna do.
And that's all they need to do. That's all they ever needed to do with him.
He's
and
Vince's boy.
It would just elevate him to that point. I think they're trying to make him like an Austin.
Yeah,
For
it's
that
not.
whole
It's
thing. And I was like, that's not going to work. He's too much of a baby. Like, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, I know you and I disagree on it. We'll talk more about it later. But long story short, Roman does put in a lot of work. At least I don't know if it's about wrestling work is what you're gonna say he can't wrestle. But the man, but he's on there every night, and you got to give him credit for that. But going right in, because I actually really want to get your take, Joe. The first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal match. It's gonna probably be on the kickoff show. It's the only place they could put it. I'm super curious as to what it is who do you think is gonna come out winning this and why?
Well, I think we're gonna have just probably some NXT girls show up just for the hell of it, because I've only seen about like 12 or 13 girls actually in it. So we got to fill it somehow. They'll probably have the Bella Twins. They'll probably be in there just because it's WrestleMania, and they'll do the whole thing. It's like they did the Royal Rumble. I think that you have to do it to where you have to advance a storyline, and the only storyline that's going on in there is Bayley and Sasha. So whoever you want to put over, I'm going to say Bayley wins and throws Sasha over to end it.
Think?
Yeah, it's one of the two.
I think it's Sasha going to be winning it.
It could be the other way around.
To cement that heel and be like, I did it to you in the locker room. I'll do it to you again, like in front of everyone, kind of a thing. I think Becky will be one of the last people there.
I think that,
and I think
if they wanted to pull a swerve, so you're saying Sasha. I mean, you're saying Bayley, Joe. You're saying Sasha, Alex. I think I'm gonna go with Sasha, or as a dark horse favorite to really finish putting her over, Becky Lynch. I think that Sasha, I think you're 100% right they're going to push the story because they're going to make Sasha and Bayley happen at SummerSlam. And I think they're going to build that up for a few months. I mean, it's a great feud to have. They've been really just biding their time with that one. They should have kind of ended the feud at WrestleMania, but I guess they're starting it pretty much since they couldn't. I mean, this should have been one of the main event matches on their own. So I'm a little bit disappointed that they couldn't find a way to fit it. But overall, I think it's going to be good. I think they're going to showcase some of the new girls. Like you said, some of the NXT girls are probably going to be on there, give them a little shine. But overall, I think it's going to go Sasha's way, just because I guess if she's the heel in this, because I don't see Bayley being the heel in it, especially the way that they've been building it. And Sasha's better as a heel, and Bayley needs to kind of keep that babyface mentality. I don't know if it's just merch sales or what, but I feel that Sasha's the right person to win this, especially since she was in the Women's Royal Rumble for almost an hour, nonstop or a little over, and she had to drop it to Asuka. So
I think with that Rumble and then Sasha doing that, I think the work that Sasha put in that night was pretty telling, and I think what they're doing right now with her is going to be the way to do it. But I think Becky will be in the final four, and I think so will Natalya.
You think Natalya? Okay. You think that they're finally going to go and give Natalya some proper shine?
She's a really weird worker. I don't know if it's because she's stiff or what. Every time I see her work, I feel like it's something a little bit off when I watch her. But I feel like if you really start building Natalya, you could do like Flair versus Hart, and you could really do that after the whole Asuka deal, like as a side story.
She's she's from the old school of wrestling, from back in the day, and it's just that's how they taught. When you're the people from the dungeon are just absolutely technically gifted in the sense that they know how to work. They know how to work without getting hurt and stuff. So that's why Natalya's style isn't for everybody. But as a pure worker, Natalia's probably the most
and she's a
technically
fantastic
gifted.
heel. Like, they don't give her credit. They don't give enough credit. She could really like make a crowd boo for her really, really well.
Yeah, I
And
like
she works it.
Yeah, I like the Queen of Hearts, to be honest. I like her being on SmackDown. It sucks that they took the title from her as quickly as they did, just because I think she could have had a lot more.
Probably when she threw Lana's shit in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's probably when it happened.
Oh man. So yeah. I don't know. I just don't see it being anything more for the women's team. So just to finalize, I don't see anything really any really other dark horse favorites coming out and winning. It's not gonna be Mickey James. The Riot Squad and Absolution are a little too new. I mean, I know Paige is out, and that sucks because Paige would have been great to win that, to really put her in the title mix. But unfortunately, she got hurt during that match with Sasha, and she
just finished having surgery, right?
A while ago, but she's probably got.
I don't know if is she ever going to be cleared again. You think?
Nope. They already said she will probably never wrestle again.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, it's really sad. They
To
said
leave
She's trying to do a Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
But they don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, she took a really stiff kick from Sasha. I'll send you the link.
Yeah,
later,
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she wasn't prepared for it, just because I guess the timing was off, and that thing did it. You know, they had to stop the whole match. It was really sad.
It was weird. And I've always felt she's been really strong about injuries too. She's never really been on the books as much as Sasha has with injuries, from what I've noticed.
Yeah. No,
But it sucks because she had a pretty crazy couple of years.
Yes.
She needs a break. She needs a break. She needs a break.
Definitely, she's showing some grit though, because it must kill her to be with all these people around her and in the business that she loves, and just have to be a manager for new talent.
And to be that young, she's like 24.
She's super young, and it sucks that she has to deal with that. But hopefully, she recovers and pulls a Daniel Bryan, because if Daniel Bryan can do it, but the only difference is his was concussions, hers is actual like neck problems. But we could talk about that for a lot longer. But I want to go right into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Pretty much an ineffectual stand, kind of a staple, I guess, that's been brought in the last few years, but with no real impact. And it bugs me a little bit that this doesn't have more impact for a lot of the guys in here. It almost serves to bury people. But in the interest of fair play, I still want to go over it. I'll start again with you, Joe, real quick. Who do you think's gonna actually come out on top in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and do you think that they're gonna do anything with them?
I'm looking over the guys that are in there right now.
Yeah.
My choice is Matt Hardy.
That's your choice?
Yeah. Matt Hardy or Elias. Yeah. That's the only guys that I see winning.
There is only one correct answer out of this entire thing, and that is Elias.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because WWE stands for Walking with Elias.
They didn't do it. Yeah. I mean, they just kind of stuck him in there. So he's the only really guy that needs it, that would help it. You know,
not even needs it. I think he would like having it in the ring with him while he's singing and doing the whole shtick.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect in every way.
I didn't know
Big
he was
Show
added.
will probably come out too.
I didn't know he was added till right now. I actually just looked at the list because I was wondering if Elias was gonna be Braun Strowman's tag partner, which would be amazing, which we'll talk about soon. But if that's the case, I mean, it's between three people for me. It's Elias, Matt Hardy, and Goldust. I think Goldust, poor guy, has really been hyping up everything hard, and at the same time, his matches on Raw have been fantastic lately. So it really depends where they want to go. Do they want to give Goldust a little bit more shine, no pun intended, or do and really give him one last
run? That was real good.
If they give him a good run, I'd really appreciate it, especially because he does a lot of great work. He's one of the guys that's really always just a team player, a company guy for the longest. But it's just, I guess, I don't know if it makes money sense to put him there when you've got Matt Hardy, and apparently the Ultimate Deletion is paid off for them big time. because people are loving it. So I think they might be pushing Matt Hardy some more. And lastly, Elias is red hot. The fact of the matter of him not being in a bigger match for me it's astonishing to me. I'm stuttering. That's how much I'm like, what's going on, guys? like, how could you miss this opportunity? That Elias could have been, I don't know, in one of the last, like he could have been even in the IC title mix, and it would have been fun just seeing. I can't wait to see how he shows up. And it sucks it's on the kickoff show because now I'm gonna have to watch the kickoff show.
Yeah, like of all the things to watch, like I think was last year's Baron Corbin.
Yeah, last year was Baron Corbin.
And I was watching it, and I was like, no, it wasn't last year. It was the year before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
wait.
Last year was
Mojo. It was
Mojo. Like of all people.
Mojo's another untapped talent. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
think he's an untapped talent?
He is. He's got great mic skills. If you've watched him, I know it sounds crazy, but watch him. That guy is just needs to be molded a little bit or pushed in the right way. Get rid of the Mojo. I think they need to change his persona. Keep the name, but his mic skills are top notch, and he's an athlete, man. He can work. So I would like to see him.
I also think like him bringing in the football stuff into the ring kind of like bugs me more.
Yeah,
too.
I don't want that to happen. I don't want another Gronk. As much as I like Gronk, I don't want another like, hey, look at that, it's Gronk on the sideline.
It's my friend.
Yeah, that was. I will admit though that did you guys see Jinder Mahal's like sick burn of Gronk?
First of all, he didn't even use proper grammar.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have instead of shouldn't have.
Yeah, it shouldn't have hindered. That was hilarious because I didn't think of all this time that Jinder Mahal actually had, knew that the
like
ring meme was
self-aware.
hindering Jinder. So I
He's
cracked up.
self-aware for the whole thing. Like, oh, I know what's going on. Like, here we go. This is gonna be good. Like,
I bet you he was saving that too. He was waiting on that. But anyways, so yeah, I mean that's it for the. I mean we don't have much to say about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Did any of you guys see the HBO special yet?
No, it's not until the 10th.
Oh, whoops! I thought it was because I was like, man, I haven't seen it yet. I wanted to see if it was good. Apparently, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, moving right along to the next one then, because this is where it gets fun. All right. So then, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali for the WWE Cruiserweight title. I'll start again one more time with Joe. What do you think about this? Period. Just what's your thoughts?
I don't follow the 205 Live that much, but I'm going to say Mustafa Ali just because he has a name that is from the Middle East, and they're going to Saudi Arabia next month for the biggest Royal Rumble. And to have him as the title holder, it makes sense because he'll be in it or something like that because there's 50 guys. It makes sense. That's the only thing I have. So,
what about you, Alex?
I'm trying not to be stereotypical, but
no, but it makes sense. I mean, they've done it before.
I hadn't even thought of that. I didn't even put the two together right now. But it's just the cruiserweight division. It's filled with talent. It just needs to be. There's got to be something done about it. I mean, great. I appreciate the title. I think it's a cool. It's better than like the European title that used to remember the European title.
Oh man.
The TV title. It's essentially at that level. We needed somebody to elevate it, and they had Neville. They had Austin Aries, and they even had Enzo. Enzo at least was entertaining. So whoever takes it, I'm hoping will elevate the title. I think that they're gonna go stereotypical babyface. And they're gonna go and give it to Cedric Alexander. I think it's a babyface versus babyface match. They've been building up. I mean, they did the whole the tournament finals kind of thing, and that was interesting. Yeah, they did the tournament finals thing. They got it built up a little bit. I think they're trying to really fix 205 Live with a tournament style status, but it's still been kind of sputtering, even though they've made a lot of changes. The worst thing that could have happened was what happened, and that was Enzo, because Enzo, at least they made time for him on Raw, and then that brought a spotlight to the cruiserweights. Now they're strictly almost on 205 Live, and you don't get to see any of this because there actually is, besides all the spot heavy action, there is some good wrestling on there, and there are some people that need to be built up. So my take, Cedric Alexander. What about you, Alex?
I was thinking Cedric as well, but until Joe brought up the Royal Rumble, I think it might be going to Mustafa. I don't know. Both guys, I saw a couple of their matches like passingly, and I think, but that's going to be a great match. I think this is going to be a dark horse match. Like people aren't going to really expect a lot, but I think they're going to put on a good show. But I think it can go either way, and it'll be a good ending. But I think it might lean more towards Mustafa Ali now because of what Joe said with them going to the 50-man in Saudi Arabia and things like that. So
Okay.
it's having him walk in as the champ and then maybe losing it a couple of months or weeks later afterwards, I think will be fine.
Not a bad way to do it. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That was spot on, Joe. All right. So now that we've gotten pretty much onto the main card, this is pretty much the opening to WrestleMania, at least the main card of WrestleMania. The women's championship match from Raw. Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss defending against Nia Jax. I don't care too much for the storyline behind it just because it was so rushed, and it was like Alexa Bliss kind of bullying, and that's, I guess, for lack of a better word, fat shaming Nia Jax. But, whatever. They had to, I guess, push it to WrestleMania. Sadly, this match is going to be overshadowed unless some serious ring work gets done. So I don't expect this one to run too long. I'm thinking Nia Jax wins it, pretty much gets her WrestleMania moment. I don't see Alexa doing much. I see her trying to do some cool spots, but in the end, as fun as she's been as the champ, I guess it's time to let the unstoppable force take over for a little bit.
Man,
what do you think, Alex?
I kind of want Alexa to retain. I really, really do.
I don't blame you for that.
Like I really want her to retain. But I think the push that Nia's gotten, I don't know, maybe I really wish Nia would be like a Braun Strowman in the female division.
And they built her up that way, but I don't know why it just didn't translate like that.
I think they're playing the card of like her emotions more than like her being this machine.
Badass.
Yeah, this badass. You know what I mean? Like when I see Nia Jax, like I want her to wreck shit. Right? When I saw her grab Bayley by the ponytail and swing into a barricade, like I want her to take a chair and throw it at Alexa Bliss's face. Like that's what I want.
Whoa,
right?
whoa, whoa!
Like,
Careful now. You don't want to mess up the goddess.
Well, no, I don't want to mess up the goddess. I really don't. But like that's the kind of stuff I want to see. I want to see like Nia get really put over in that way, like put people through tables, like do the whole deal, right?
Yeah.
But I think they're playing the whole Nia as like almost like a gentle giant kind of a deal.
Yeah, and I don't know
Almost.
if I see that.
I don't know if I'm okay with it. Like her crying on that one episode of Raw, I was kind of like, and they're getting really in her face about her crying, and I was like, that's too close, man. I don't know. I think Alexa retaining would just bring that extra heat on Alexa, and I think that'll help put Nia over.
But is it sustainable? Because I mean, she has pretty much defended the belt multiple times. I mean, against she took it from Bayley.
Yeah.
Stopped Sasha. Stopped Mickie James. Has kind of coerced Mickie James. Coerced Nia to do some bidding for her. I mean, honestly, who's left? Like it's just. We've had that debate before, and we're just like, Joe brought it up, I think, a couple of pods ago, and he's like, what Alexa Bliss match do you remember? The only thing I can remember is that awesome Twisted Bliss off the top of the Elimination Chamber that she
and
did.
Even then that was like half botched because she almost killed herself doing that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this will actually be a good match because I don't know where they go with the Raw Women's division from here. Because if not, it's going to get to the point where it's just like it was with Sasha and Charlotte trading the belt over and over again because they didn't have anything else. And
so here's my deal with this. If they give it to Nia, who takes it from Nia?
Bayley or Sasha. I think Bayley would be really good. You have these two feud for a little bit.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you have Alexa and Nia feud a little bit longer. You put the spotlight in the women's division on Sasha Bailey because that's the marquee it deserves.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that feud, doesn't matter who wins, it's going to be 5-star matches. When they're done with that, you could quite literally set up Bailey. If you play the long game, you could actually get Bailey into that Hulk Hogan, babyface John Cena status and have Nia Jax retain, but be that unstoppable monster. You have her be just unbeatable on Raw. You've got Asuka there too, which is also, I forgot about Asuka. That's how I already kind of saw her on SmackDown practically. But,
very interwoven.
Yes.
The women's division. You don't know how it's going to go because you don't know what's going to go with the other match.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like I said in the beginning. We have all these title matches. We're not going to have all changing hands.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I could see Nia with the title, but WWE does a good job of keeping titles off of big people like that for some odd reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't
because
like
it's,
to keep on them a lot.
I think it's hard to project someone like that losing.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to really put either you get put over by being a dirty, rotten scoundrel and you win that way because you barely ever will win clean, and if you do, it's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Braun ever gets a belt, it's over. Like who's gonna take it from Braun Strowman? Nobody.
But that's what builds the intrigue, because with Nia, you could have her be unstoppable, and that's the hero's journey. Like let storytelling 101. You literally were gonna have your one babyface in there, trying their hardest. And you know what? You could have it be like Brock. You could make Nia retain just the same way Brock did. Only difference is she'll be there every week on Raw.
Yeah, but then do you have who do you have of a caliber that is close to that babyface that can be molded up to that point? Like that's
Asuka, Bailey, or Sasha.
You think it's gonna be Ronda?
What are they gonna do with her after?
If it goes to Ronda, I'm just gonna shut it off.
But you know what, dude? I'm actually
they gotta
impressed.
have a plan for her after.
You know what?
And I'm not saying they could build her up till SummerSlam. You could still do Charlotte. And you could still do Bailey and Sasha without the title, and you could do Nia, build up Nia as this beast, and then Rousey comes in there and just destroys her.
And you know what? It works because Asuka. That's the way Asuka beat her. Asuka couldn't pin her. Asuka had to put her in that armbar and just not let go. And frankly, Ronda, say what you will, listen, she's a real athlete. She could take to this if she does right. And look, every week on Raw.
Get better.
Yes, she's botched quite a few mic moments, but she's starting to get comfortable. She's starting to do work. And you know what? Maybe I'm just a mark for Kurt Angle, but when Kurt Angle says she could be a high level, one of the best women wrestlers of all time, I believe him. So that's my mark. That's Steve's mark moment right there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but but let's go to the next one right away, because this is also one that's really intriguing. Speaking of Braun. If it's booked the way that they're showing on the site, we've got Braun Strowman and mystery partner versus the Bar. I love the Bar. So
the Bar's good.
If they retained, I wouldn't be mad about it. Probably not going to happen. But So here's the real question. Who do you partner with Braun Strowman? Now that we know that Elias is in the Battle Royal, now we really have to start guessing. So off the top of my head, the only people that I could truly think of is I'm gonna go crazy and say Rey Mysterio has been seen in the back. You've also got Joe, Dean Ambrose. Who else is on? Oh, Jason Jordan, for lack of a better term.
No, he's still injured, right?
Yeah, he's injured.
He's there.
He's injured. Yeah,
he's injured still too. I don't know who you would partner with.
Was it his neck or his ankle?
His knee, I thought.
Or his knee, something like that.
Knee, something.
Yeah.
You've also got, a ton of NXT talent that you could definitely do a call up with, but it's who would you have that Braun would respect enough to be his partner, or do you finally give a win to Kurt Hawkins? Because the comedy on Raw has been pretty funny, and Kurt Hawkins has been campaigning for a while. I'd love it if Kurt Hawkins broke his streak, a streak ending. So So
No,
Joe,
what you do is you partner Kurt Hawkins with Asuka. Asuka loses, Kurt Hawkins wins. You break both streaks in one match.
exactly, and that's
And
what
then
makes
mixed max challenge. That's when you do it.
that would be funny. But so Joe, what do you think? Who's his partner, and do they win the titles?
It depends on. I'll know if they're going to win the title depending on who the partner is. If the partner's some schlep, then they're not, because they'll just have that person take the pin.
Mm.
But I think that it could be Big Cass
Oh, didn't think of him.
No, I didn't think about that.
or the Big Show.
The show is not on the card. That would make sense considering they feuded.
I don't think it's going to be Samoa Joe, just because I've read some things that Samoa Joe is going to be the first man up to challenge Alex's favorite wrestler,
Yeah,
who's
Roman.
going to win the title on tomorrow. So there's also one other. What about Bobby Lashley?
Whoa, that would be also a very big surprise.
That would be a big one.
Black Lesnar.
Now, if
all
it's
right.
somebody like that, they win. You know what I'm saying? But I think if it's somebody like Kurt Hawkins or like an Ellsworth or something, then they take the pin.
Dang, yeah, that's a tough one.
What do you got, Alex?
I would like a Joe and Braun, and then they lose because Joe and Braun fight each other, and then we get a Braun and Joe feud.
That could work too.
I want to see two monsters rip at each other consistently. That would be great. But I'd also like Joe to put Roman down. I would also like to see that as well, and then give Joe the belt. I don't know. Man, I really hope it's not Big Cass.
What do you do with Big Cass? I mean, at this point,
I don't know.
You could have them lose and then have them fight too, because it's too big.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, you could do that as well.
Cass, I mean, Braun is so over that it would end up being, I think, a squash match. I think that just you would hurt Cass in doing that. You need equal caliber. I mean, it could be Kane of all the feuding that they've been doing, but I think Kane's in the Battle Royal as well. Show makes sense. Rey Mysterio would almost make sense, but I think it has to be, to give it credibility, you'd have to give somebody, if you want it to be real and have Braun. Eventually, they're going to lose the belts because they're pushing Braun to Universal title status eventually. So who do you have take the pin? And if you do put Hawkins, you give Kurt Hawkins his WrestleMania moment, just like they did Zack Ryder a few years back. And then he can drop it quickly, and then the tag division moves on. Because at that point, like you said, who would really take the belts from Braun? Nobody. I mean, plain and simple. I think that's...
What if it becomes a gimmick match, and then Braun tags himself, and then he goes and dresses up as Brains, and then rolls back into the ring, and then he tags himself again, and then he goes back to being Braun.
Dude, I would love
like
it.
That would be like Fandango and Tyler Breeze when they were doing switching up his clothing and everything and doing the whole thing against the Usos.
Yeah.
That was a 5-star match in my mind.
Dude,
both Braun and Brains would be great.
Dude, I cracked up like I've never cracked up in the longest time when they got me. They completely got me because I thought they were finally gonna reveal it to set up the feud, and then instead you get Braun Strowman.
You get a dad joke. You get a dad joke.
It was great.
That was Braun and I'm Brains, and I was just like, holy shit! He did it.
Yeah, they did it. They've been working really well with Braun, but here's the difference between Braun and Nia. Braun doesn't seem to be as one-dimensional. Braun, you could actually make him do some silly stuff, and he doesn't lose his credibility. Whereas Nia just, first of all, her theme needs to change immediately because her theme is just awful. But she's not. There's nothing other than I'm angry. Let me stare into a camera, really upset, and then run in and try to kill people every week.
Well, that was Braun for a while too.
But
when they were giving him squash matches.
I guess you know what? It's because Nia's been around longer. That I think that's why. I mean, he's been around in a short amount of time and found his little niche. But yeah, I mean,
Braun's been with Joe, how long has Braun been with Bray Wyatt? Like a couple years, right?
Yeah, they were 2 years ago at WrestleMania 32. He was with the Wyatt family when
Yeah.
The Rock and Cena did their little thing. Don't you remember they did their little
So,
thing?
I mean,
Oh.
they've probably been in the thing. I mean, Nia could get turned around if they do it right, but I think,
Mhm.
with Braun, I think the thing about Braun is, like, when they were down in Florida, I saw him, and Braun just likes to run with the crowd. Like, he is, even though he's a heel, technically, he does please the crowd every time he goes out there. Because who else is gonna hold a 300-pound bass and then like play it like a guitar and then just be let's break and go, fuck it, I don't know. Like that's great. Like he's just got good timing.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I mean, he's a funny guy. So yeah, I'm excited to see who his partner is, and I'm just gonna go and say, you know what, Braun takes the belt, gets his WrestleMania moment at minimum, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Because right after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania is what's gonna set up probably the next year of bouts. No joke.
Mhm.
You know. So now going to SmackDown, we've got that fatal 4-way for the United States title. Now, sadly, the United States title hasn't been as relevant as the IC title, the Intercontinental title. Frankly, it was actually pretty relevant when Cena held it. I know Alex might disagree, but
No, I agree with that.
and then now it's just been bouncing around again. And I don't know why. I guess they wanted Randy Orton to be a Grand Slam champ. So United States title is Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Mr. Rusev Day, and Randy Orton holding the belt. Who takes it? Who walks out with that belt and hopefully starts to try to bring it to relevance? Joe. Let's go with Joe again. Let's see.
Rusev wins.
Yeah. Hey, Steve,
Rusev
what day is WrestleMania on?
It's
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day.
It's on Rusev Day.
It's on
Exactly.
Rusev Day.
That's who wins the belt. It's
Rusev wins.
But
Rusev
Rusev Day is every day, Alex.
Exactly.
They added
That's
into
why
it
every
late,
day
and I
is
think
great.
he wins. I think Orton was just to have something for him to do. I think that you could do other storylines, and then secondly, Jinder for the whole the freaking the Royal Rumble is in Saudi Arabia. Have him walk in there with the U.S. title. That's a big thing.
Yep.
That's
True.
another thing. So
They do like to appeal to the place that they're at. It's absolutely
the two
true.
people I don't think are going to win are Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. I think that they can have a feud without the title, and it could still be good, where one of them's a heel. So
I think that you guys might be right. I thought maybe they were going to give Bobby Roode. I'm torn. Jinder's not going to win it right now. Sorry, Jinder's not going to win it. Not going to happen. Sadly, I like Jinder. I'm one of the few. But Bobby Roode, he's popular as I guess as a face, so to speak. But but he needs
he
to
is
be
a heel.
He is so
That
good
man
as a heel.
is a born heel.
But here's the problem. You've got EC3 doing the same shtick on NXT. Literally, his theme is called the top 1%. And when he was in NXT, he was the guy that, the rich guy that was, all about his money. And I liked Bobby Roode better for that. I don't know what they're going to do with EC3, but EC3 I know is up and coming. He won't be at NXT for long. I think EC3 will probably get pushed to SmackDown sooner than later after his little run in NXT. But so you got two guys with the same stick. I don't know. That's why they might be keeping Bobby as a face, or they've been teasing a heel turn for a while. But Rusev or Bobby, I mean, if you want to give Bobby Roode his moment till you start pushing him as a main eventer, sure. Randy Orton is still kind of just in a holding pattern, which is fine. Give him, he's somebody good to hold the belt, but not anybody that's charismatic to keep it. And Rusev is just on fire. So either one of those two, I think, would do really, really well. You think also, Alex, it's Rusev Day?
I think it's if it doesn't go to Rusev, I think that is a damn shame. Because the guy is on fire.
Yeah.
On fire.
Yeah.
And he's held the belt before. They've done the whole shtick with him and Cena, with Bulgaria is the best and the flags and stuff. But I think it'll be a little bit different when he has it, because it'll just be Rusev doing it. And I think he's improved too, like just all around.
And
Like even as a wrestler, he's improved.
yeah, the funny thing is that he has always been that funny, but low key. Like he's actually always been
Yeah.
that charismatic because if you watch him on like Total Divas or you follow him on Twitter, he is hilarious. And
Yeah,
it's one of
he's a
those
real
things that
funny
I'm
guy.
really glad that whatever happened, I don't even know how Rusev Day got started, but the fact that they turned it into a movement, I mean, it's humongous. I love it. I mean, that's the kind of thing that will literally push. And you can tell he's been lifting, dude. He has gotten jacked even more, if you
Yeah,
can
he's-
believe it.
yeah.
So, I mean, he's trying hard to really go and be one of their top guys, which I love, you know? So I'm hoping that yeah, I'd love it if it was Rusev Day a lot longer. I mean, that thing could last as long as they want it to.
And you can have him feud with Jinder too. After.
That's true. Because he helped Jinder in that one match, and then he's like, oh, yeah, you know, I just pinned the champion. So I love that. So, you know, a lot of heels, though. A lot of heels. There's no real clearly defined baby faces, but at this point in the game, who really needs them? You know?
Yeah, I mean, this match could be all heels, and it'd be a good match.
Yes. I don't even know what they're doing with Randy Orton. Out of nowhere.
Oh, he's getting old. You know what I mean? He's got. He might retire soon. You never know.
Who knows? Yeah, he's had a good run. I mean, honestly, he would be good as the next general manager for SmackDown, to be honest with you.
I put Randy back on Raw, and I have him put over the upcoming talent. You can have him feud with Joe. You could have him feud with, you know, all those other guys that are up there right now that have just come up. That, you know, Finn Balor, have him, you know, or move Finn Balor over SmackDown, one of the two, you know. So
That would be.
Oh, with AJ. Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
yeah,
Bullet Club Leader Battle Royal. My God, it sells itself.
With AJ.
Yeah.
I mean, that match that they had together was unbelievable. So,
yeah.
It carried a whole card. Remember?
Yeah.
It carried a whole card. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential here for build up for any of these guys. And like I said, WrestleMania is where you kind of build up the next year's worth of content. So, I mean, whoever you give it to, you know, and I'd like to see some relevance being given to a lot of these titles. You can't just have people. The Miz has done wonders. And moving right in immediately, Miz has done wonders for Raw because when the Universal title's been absent for a year, let's be honest. Let's be completely clear about that. The Miz has been the Universal Champion that Raw needed. And he's done it with a lesser title and made it fantastic. Say what you will, but not to mention, look at the match that he's having. This is a WrestleMania worthy match, hands down. All this needed to make it more epic was ladders. If you made it a TLC match or just made it a ladder match, I mean,
yeah, that would be match of the night.
match of the night. I mean, it's just because if you haven't been watching Raw and seeing at least Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins the last couple weeks, I mean, it's absolutely captivating what those two guys can do. And Miz is no slouch in the ring. He's got a huge moveset. He's got great mic skills, and he commands the ring just with presence and just with charisma.
We should just keep on talking about this match now because we're talking about it. It's the next on
I
the
know
slate.
that's what I'm leading into. So plain and
Yeah.
Good
simple.
segue.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
Segue.
was my segue. Yeah. Who takes it? Who wants to go up on this?
Oh
on this
man. Oh man.
You go first, Alex, because I'm torn. I thought for sure one thing, but then before we started, you brought up something that makes me think another. So,
Well, you know what? I think Miz retains until he breaks the record, and then he drops it
okay.
because he's so close. Even though he had the baby, he's like what 60 days, 50 days. Like he's right there, and I think if they want to give it to him, I don't know. It might depend on what he wants to do. He'll be like, "Look, I gotta go." Either he's gonna say, "I gotta go home. My baby is here," and he'll drop it, or he'll just keep it until those 60 days, and then take months off, and then come back, and then go from there. But I think if he does drop it and then comes back after breaking the record, I think it'll be Miz versus Bryan.
That would be nice.
I think he wins tomorrow and retains, and loses Monday night on Raw. Loses the title on Raw Monday night. Two, you could bring up a NXT person to debut
Yeah.
or have him lose to Finn Balor, because I don't think Seth Rollins needs the title. I think Seth Rollins is meant for something bigger than the IC title.
Yeah.
So Seth Rollins, I think The Miz wins and pins Finn Balor, and then the next night Balor wins the Intercon Championship on Raw. That's my prediction.
I'm still torn about it, because here's the thing. Miz could lose and here's the other thing. Miz could lose at WrestleMania tomorrow, and it'll be all right, because his time is cumulative, not in a row. There's no streak.
Yeah, true.
So he could take his time off and immediately come in and win the belt
That's
back.
right. I didn't think about that either. It is cumulative. Yeah, you're right.
Cumulative time. So him dropping the belt, but I almost think that they maybe might want to have him retain. I mean, he's been notorious for retaining at huge events.
Give him a payoff, because the damn work that he's done.
Yeah.
Have him, if he beats either of them clean, woo, that's good for him.
Oh yeah. Another WrestleMania moment. Dude, I see a skull-crushing finale from the top rope to take out one of these guys, because they've shown resilience. And then, have him drop it the next night, have a repeat, or have some sort of, not controversy, because I want him to win clean. Whoever wins this match needs to win clean, but whoever takes it, leave it with a little bit of uncertainty or doubt, so that whoever grabs it might just lose it the next night. Because you know what? CrossFit Jesus could take it tonight too, and it'd be okay, because then it makes him a Grand Slam champion just about.
That's true.
And that he gets it, and then he gets rid of it. That's it.
But I think also too that if now I think about it, Miz wins tonight. Monday he drops it, goes home to his baby. And then we have Seth versus Finn for IC title matches.
Absolutely. Which they've already shown have been, dude, they gave away the secret sauce on Raw already.
Yeah, they did.
They can push that feud for a while, and I love the fact that their feud has nothing to do with heel versus face, because even Finn is starting to go a little heelish, but it's just who's the man. It's just who's the man, and we're gonna show why.
And they're 1-for-1 right now, right?
I think they're 1-1. Yeah. I think Finn won the week before, and then this last week Seth won, and they both won it in spectacular fashion, which I liked. It wasn't predictable. You really were wondering who was going to win or how to the last second. But that was the best match on Raw two weeks in a row. So plain and simple. I'm hoping for Miz retaining, but if they give anybody a moment, it's probably going to be Finn, just because Finn is still kind of the new guy. He'll get his WrestleMania moment, even though he was the first Universal Champion, and Seth did his WrestleMania moment in the most spectacular fashion possible. I mean,
he had the best. I think he has the best WrestleMania moment.
He stole the belt in the best way possible with the Money in the Bank. So that one, I guess we're all torn about, but we're just excited to see it.
Yeah.
So
next,
now this one, the next one coming up, SmackDown Tag Team Championship. We're going to go right into it. I mean, we've already seen what the Usos and the New Day can do. Do you guys think that this is going to be a squash match and just pretty much put over the Bludgeon Brothers and give them the belts to make a new big bad guy for people to try to steal the belts from on SmackDown? What do you think? I'll start with Joe.
I have the Usos winning.
You have the Usos retaining. Wow.
Yes, because like I was saying, we can't have everybody retain. We can't have everybody. We can't have 10 title matches changes. You know what I'm saying? We need to have some people retain. So I have them retaining just for that reason alone.
Okay. What about you, Alex?
I'm gonna say the Usos retain, and then they lose it on Tuesday to the Bludgeon Brothers.
That's fine. Yeah, I can see that.
And I think what's gonna happen is the Bludgeon Brothers are gonna lose, and then they're gonna freak the fuck out, and they're gonna just beat the shit out of everybody. Tuesday comes around, everybody's injured. The brothers come in, wipe out, take the belt. Then you've got your big bad.
I think you guys are both right, but I think that this time, since the Usos have retained for so long, they're gonna want this to be one of the title changes, and I think that they're gonna give it to the New Day. I think the same thing happens. Only difference is because they are really riding high on the New Day still. The New Day has found a way to stay relevant for this long. I figure they're going to give them their WrestleMania moment, and it not being a hosting gig this time. They're going to have I think it's going to be a decent match, or it'll surprise a lot of people, because people may discount Eric Rowan, but Luke Harper, but they're amazing talents. They are
Yeah.
incredible talents. So this could be the dark horse of the night that people were not expecting. But I think in the end, New Day's got the free bird rule going, so they can probably steal the belts again, and then just like you said, drop them on Tuesday. They get their moment. Same as Zack Ryder. That WrestleMania is good for that, unfortunately. But give somebody the
Only
belts.
thing in the New Day's favor is that last year they played host and took the backseat to everybody.
That's true too.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Next, right along the match that pretty much anybody who's a wrestling fan is waiting for, besides AJ and Shinsuke, and that is Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Now this one I have a whole theory about, but I'm gonna save mine for last. Alex, you go this time. What do you think is gonna happen during this match?
Asuka wins, Carmella cashes in, and loses it.
Okay, so
So Asuka wins, Carmella cashes in, but Asuka still retains even after the cash in.
because that makes her look even stronger. All right. I mean, I'm with that. My biggest thing is I said before, I think you just dropped right when I brought this up. What does WWE think is a bigger match next year at WrestleMania for Ronda Rousey? Do they think it's Ronda and Charlotte, or do they think it's Ronda and Asuka? Whoever they think it's a bigger match will win tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's it's plain and simple. They're building her up for the next WrestleMania. That's 100%.
Which is too quick.
Yeah,
Which
you
is
can hate
too
it
quick.
all you want, and you can lambaste it all you want, but it's gonna happen. And so next year you're gonna have Ronda Rousey against one of them, and I think the bigger match, unfortunately, because I'm more of a Charlotte fan, is Asuka because it's globally. So the only thing that I could see happening, and that's another thing, is does it count if Carmella comes in and cashes in and beats Charlotte? Does it count for an Asuka loss? Which they've been saying on the Mixed Match Challenge that, if she loses, even if she doesn't get pinned, it counts for a loss. So it should. That's why I think that I kind of agree with you that Asuka's going to still win, even with Carmella cashing in.
Yeah.
But we have seen promos for after WrestleMania with Charlotte and Carmella for the belt, but we've known how they screw that up, or they'll change that as is,
Or they'll put that out just for shit.
exactly.
So
What's your theory?
here's my theory, and it's probably not gonna be very popular, but here's what I think is gonna happen. They're gonna put on, if not the match of the night, second best match of the night. It's gonna go down to the wire, and I think Charlotte breaks the streak. I think Charlotte will retain, keep that streak going. I mean, her own streak going as probably the most dominant woman in WWE, thereby cementing her pretty much as a legend, legend killer, pretty much. And Carmella cashes in immediately afterwards. Carmella goes and steals it out from under her, hits her with the Money in the Bank briefcase, whatever she has to do, and takes it from her. So you get Asuka back on Raw to challenge Nia or Alexa or anybody else. And then all of a sudden you keep Charlotte on there because now you have a small feud. You could actually move the belt from Charlotte in a classy way by doing that. Because then at that point it opens up the playing field for everybody and still leads to a bunch of... They can move more pieces around that way. But frankly, I think that Carmella still hasn't cashed. So they're going to have to do something with it immediately.
And she's tried to cash in twice.
Yes, 3 times.
And she's 3 times, and she's been stopped all 3 times. So I think that's foreshadowing for this Sunday.
Exactly.
That she will cash in and maybe even get it.
Yeah, I think she's going to get it. I think her little moment, she's not going to last long with that belt, I guarantee you. Not because she's got some skills, mic-wise at least, still needs to polish up because, unfortunately, Asuka and Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, all these people, they've just set the bar so high that that's why it's nice to have her as a gimmick champ for a little bit, or have her be, it sucks that Ellsworth is gone because Ellsworth could have found a way, they could have used Ellsworth to help her finally cash in a great way. That way it's you have to make it so that pretty much you've got your unbeatable champion, lose through no fault of their own, at least not clean.
Right.
There's no way you have Carmella win clean unless she blindsides her with something. But I think Charlotte breaks the streak, thereby showing that Asuka is beatable. but only by somebody of that caliber, thereby lifting the caliber of wrestling to another level. And then at the same time, you give Carmella her shine for being a good company person. Because I mean, do you really want another Baron Corbin type cash in? I mean, you've seen what happens. I mean, the lack of a cash in win just really hurts people. The only person that's been able to do it and stay all right is John Cena. Yeah,
that's the thing. There's the first women's Money in the Bank cash in and not be successful. That's kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could even have it to where Carmella cashes in and then Charlotte wins it back on Tuesday.
Yep. And
because like you're saying, if Asuka wins, what do you do with Asuka? You put her on SmackDown now. And then what? Does that say, oh, then Charlotte goes to Raw? I mean, now if they were to say that during WrestleMania, like Kurt Angle has like some sort of like, something like that, then you're like, okay, put Charlotte back on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Have her go after Nia. Have her go after, could do that all again. We also know that there's going to be a shakeup at some point, just we don't know when.
Not to mention the fact that you could actually build up Charlotte, and again, for your global appeal, that even works really well, because if you get Charlotte on Raw, you could quite literally have eventually a build up to Ronda and Charlotte, the whole four horsewomen thing, and then you could have that build up maybe for SummerSlam or something. Have Charlotte carry the match, and then really as a gauge of where Ronda's at. So then by next WrestleMania, yeah, you really could have Ronda Asuka. Title versus title or something wild. There's so much potential here, but in my eyes, I think Charlotte retains.
That'd be great. I hope you're right, because I'm more of a Charlotte fan than Asuka, but I think Asuka wins. So who's next? Oh, I like this next one.
This next one's gonna be fun for everybody, because I have another theory about this. It's gonna be exciting.
Okay. I have something. There's my theory.
Joe, lead us right into it, man. Screw it. Let's go.
All right, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
Yes. Loving this.
It's all, to me, it's all about where they place it. If they place it to open the show, Shane McMahon is going to turn on Daniel Bryan.
You beat me to it. That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh yeah.
If they don't, and if it's just stuck in the middle of the card, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon go over, and it's all about this and that.
Yeah.
I texted you something the other day.
Yeah.
They dare do the unspeakable and turn Daniel Bryan on Shane McMahon.
That would be,
because we got all the Ring of Honor. We have all the Ring of Honor connections. We have all the things. The thing is that if you turn Shane on Daniel, you have all these feuds. You got Kevin Owens and Daniel up at the summer. Or Daniel and Sami Zayn right away. He could be battling with them for the next 6 months.
I'm sorry, I just lost my heart because I just saw Ricochet do that off the rope, and just like literally my heart jumped into my mouth and I had to bring it back down
because he almost
Ricochet is
overflew
unbelievable.
Ricochet is too much, man.
He almost overshot him though. That's what I thought was
Ricochet
scary,
literally almost died.
So we're streaming this live, but
first match.
We're such marks that we're watching NXT Takeover tonight, and it's wild already. So I mean,
I think that I think it's tough. They set it up to where Daniel Bryan is such a face. He's the biggest star in the company right now. After just so. To have them not get like the win and then hug it out, it just seems it's so wrestling 101 that they're going to turn on each other. They've been building it up. Something's going to happen. Bigger ratings to try. I just don't think that it could work putting Daniel Bryan as a heel. So that's why Shane's going to turn on Daniel, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get their jobs back. If Daniel and Shane do happen to win, though, then Owens and Zayn are going to Raw. What do you got, Alex?
I would really like the ROH faction to be a thing. Like I think about that, and I'm just like, yes. You bring ROH and you make that a thing, and then you bring Undisputed Era there and you do that. So that way you've got Sami Zayn You got Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan, and then you've got Adam Cole
Baby.
and all of his guys, and you do that, and that would be ideal for me. But I think the turn is going to happen. I think Daniel Bryan will turn.
You think the turn's going to happen? That's a big.
Wow, that would be a heck of a shocker.
They tried it when they put him with the Wyatt family, and it just did not work.
But I think the thing is, the Wyatt family was like a brainwashing thing. This is like their friends of 15 years.
Well, and you notice when he got that beat down, here's everybody's love. Everybody loves that Daniel Bryan's back, tweeting him back.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody came out to save him when he was getting that beat down. Nobody. So he could be like, screw you guys. But I think it's going to be, I don't think they have the balls to turn him. So that's why I think it's going to be Shane.
I love both of you guys' theories, but I think that what's going to happen is Shane is going to blame Bryan for all the trouble that's been on SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
He's going to fire him as the general manager. He's going to turn on him probably mid-match or something, and he's going to go cost him the win and walk out on him, leading up to a feud with Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan is still rough. I mean, he's still, like I said, I don't know if you guys watched the video of him doing his first backflip in years and, all that stuff. So, I mean, I think that Sami and Kevin are going to go and carry this match. It's going to be fun. But I think that Sami and Shane lose the match. Shane turns on Daniel and Shane. Shane turns on Daniel. Kevin and Sami retain their jobs or whatever it is, and then hopefully they start thrusting them into the title picture for real. And I'd love to see either one of them, especially Sami Zayn. I'm a huge Sami Zayn fan. I think this heel turn's been the best thing for him. Gotten him in the main event a lot of the time on SmackDown. I just want to see them finalize it, because you can put him in the ring against Shinsuke, against AJ, against anybody, and you're gonna have a great match. And it'd be nice to see heel Sami is fun to watch. So
yeah, he's good. He is fun to watch. I think you might be right in the fact that Shane would be the one to turn.
Yeah. So,
to fuck Daniel Bryan over, and then Kevin Owens would be like, I told you.
Yeah.
And then they get together, and then you're like, yeah, you told me.
And then who knows? It could be they could actually form a little faction with Daniel as the leader. I mean, and then who knows? Then the eventual Daniel Bryan heel turn happens after they get rid of the feud with Shane. But there's a lot of potential there. Not to mention, you've got Shane as a wrestler now. I mean, excuse me, not Shane. Daniel Bryan. I keep mixing them up. Daniel Bryan as a wrestler now.
Tip my cap to Shane McMahon. Jesus Christ. Diverticulitis, and he's in the ring 2 weeks later. Like, I thought he was out. I thought, what the hell?
What happened there? Wait.
Yeah, because of that attack, they said he got diverticulitis and he was in the hospital. I'm like, what the hell?
He had the picture, he had like an IV in. He was like, I really have diverticulitis. Like, it's not a work.
No,
this is real.
I was wondering why he was in the hospital. I thought it was a work. I mean, they really put him down for a while, but the fact that he's going to be in the ring right after, dude, diverticulitis, so people know, took out Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar had to get 3 feet of his intestine taken out, and he was out for months. So if he has diverticulitis, even in a little bit, and he's back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that's incredible. That is a testament to that man's fortitude for real. And that means, I mean, I didn't know that. So he might not be wrestling that much. He might have actually, because you haven't seen him on SmackDown. You haven't seen him on SmackDown at all. So it could be he comes out and immediately betrays Daniel. Daniel gets left lying, loses the match. I mean, this could be a total, like, wow, this could go left, but set up, again, a year's worth of storylines. Now, going to another tag match that's going to be interesting enough. I mean, we've been seeing it every week on Raw for the last 2 months. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. We knew it was coming. Stephanie got payback and put Ronda through a table. She sold it well, at least, getting put through the table. Who do you think comes out on top? Joe, I'll start with you again.
Okay, well, it's Angle and Rousey. It's just a simple. It's so simple. Not really much we can talk about this. The most interesting thing to me is going to be the entrance. Is every time Triple H's entrance is, I love his entrance. So to me, I like it better than The Undertaker. So that's just my opinion. I love his entrance. It comes every year. It's something different. The minute the minute it hits and it says time to play the game, I mean, that I get goosebumps.
It's
I mean, when I'm
always
working
such a
out,
good theme.
I put that song on, like it really pumps me up. Like, so that's my favorite part of it. Rousey's gonna win. She's gonna put the armbar on Stephanie, and she's gonna be tapping out. While Angle probably has Triple H in the ankle lock at the same time, and it's gonna be the end of the match. Everybody's gonna clap and have a great time. Blah 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 blah. They're gonna celebrate, and that's gonna be it. Now maybe even there might be something after, but I just don't. It's gonna be a simple match. Probably try and protect Ronda, but show her a little bit, and that's it.
I don't think it's gonna be that good of I don't think it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah,
I think it's just gonna be one of those we're expecting it kind of matches.
Yeah. I didn't have any high expectations. I think Joe's 100% right. The entrances is more what I'm looking forward to. You get to finally see Kurt Angle at a WrestleMania for the first time in a long time. You know?
Yeah.
So we're watching this NXT takeover match, and we're like,
this Adam Cole is so good.
Adam Cole, baby,
that was awesome.
He is the best.
God, put him on the main roster, please.
Yeah, this guy needs to already get to come up.
Oh,
if he doesn't win this
belt, EC3 just said baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, Adam Cole is not having that.
Yeah, no. Hey, EC3 though, dude. Holy crap, is he jacked? Like, dude,
that's mine. That's mine.
EC3 is jacked, man.
Cole says that's mine.
No. Anyways, we're
oh my God.
guys. If you're not watching NXT right now, along with us, this is wild. But and Velveteen Dream's in there too now. This is getting incredible.
There's all these super kicks for everybody. Come on, Adam, do it right. Adam, do it right.
So now I'm gonna stop because the last two left that we've got on this is the title matches. One of which we already know is a foregone conclusion. But let's talk about the unspoken thing that you know is going to happen. Taker versus Cena. I'm calling it. It's going to happen at some freaking point.
Biker Taker.
What?
American Badass.
You think it's going to be the Dead Man or the American Badass?
American Badass.
I think American Badass, Taker's coming back. I think that Cena dropped. I think Cena's just going to lose to him, but he's going to get his WrestleMania match.
Be a bad match.
Cena's going to carry that match. Cena for sure is going to carry that match.
Think about what you just said.
I know. What I said.
Cena is old and usually has to get carried.
Cena's gotten better. Gotta give him credit.
John, it's funny. It's like John's going to lose, and he's been talking about it like for the last month. And it's just kind of like, okay, so he loses again. John Cena's losing again to the Undertaker. And yeah, it makes too much sense that they could do the whole, let's bring out all the participants for the Hall of Fame, like they always do. Then they all leave, and then Kid Rock has a microphone and say, "Hey, John Cena," and then he just goes into the song, and then here comes the freaking motorcycle. It's in there, and boom,
Sadly,
can we put Velveteen on the main roster, please?
What is he doing? Oh my God! What
is he doing?
Velveteen is just so freaking good.
Oh,
wow!
Velveteen's one of the best.
That was incredible.
All right, guys, I just got the text from the wife. How much longer? So let's get
one more match.
We got two more matches.
Yeah. All right, the match that everybody really has been waiting for, has been dying for, that they've been building up. AJ Styles, the face that runs the place, the man who built SmackDown Live, etc., versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Who takes it? I'm saying right now, AJ Styles retains.
I agree. 100%. Because I don't know what to do with Nakamura on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Unless you want to move AJ Styles to Raw, then I'm for Shinsuke winning. But if not,
holy shit, Velveteen.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're a little bit behind us right now.
Yeah.
You're a little bit behind us. We're a little bit ahead.
Holy shit, Velveteen.
So
this is too much.
Just put him on the roster.
Yeah.
Give him
AJ
a belt.
Styles.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I got AJ Styles winning. You too, Alex?
Yeah, I got AJ winning.
Yeah.
I want that match injected into my veins, and I want it pumped directly so I can feel every moment of that fucking match.
Yeah. No, hands down, match of the night. They're going to steal the show. Everybody already knows Shinsuke's beating AJ. So they've already basically put that in everybody's head. And I think that's where the swerve comes in. I think AJ's going to go and show why he's the face that runs the place. I think that he's finally going to get the WrestleMania moment that is your main event of the evening. I almost don't
And
even want to talk.
Nakamura's not over enough.
Yeah. I think that Nakamura, the build-up's going to be good. They're probably, at the next pay-per-view, AJ could lose to him, and that's fine. But for WrestleMania, you give it to AJ Styles. That has brought relevance and shown. I mean, they're not going to have him win a 2-on-1 match against two of the best wrestlers on the planet. You know, Sami Zayn and, dear God, yeah, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and put him in all these gauntlet matches and everything, and have him retain it all just to lose to this one man. Like, AJ's too good right now, and frankly, you know, Shinsuke's got to wait a little longer, I feel. The time to give Shinsuke the belt was when Jay got hurt, because then he could have been done the reverse. But, so that's it for that. I mean, pretty much.
Right. We got one more. Obviously, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns wins.
I'm going to hear, I can't wait to hear all the boos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Close WrestleMania like that.
That entire place is going to just erupt. Oh, Jesus, EC3.
Yeah. Yeah. You're behind us,
my
man.
only thing is what if they don't do the Cena Undertaker thing till after Roman and Lesnar somehow? I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't. Why wouldn't that close the show?
Then that sends it home and without, because they're going to be booing Reigns and Lesnar.
But you know what? Here's how you if they're going to do it afterwards, they're going to do it by the Undertaker distracting Brock long enough for Roman to win. Basically getting his revenge on Brock at a WrestleMania, which would be good storytelling. Which would be, I've bided my time, and then in the end, the Undertaker's back as the same thing. Dung. What's that? Oh my God! Brock Lesnar is looking towards the ring, and next thing you know, spear, Superman punch times 1,000, and then your new Universal Champion. Then all of a sudden, freaking Undertaker comes down on the motorcycle, passes Roman Reigns in his celebration. And then John Cena comes out of the stands, and then they start brawling, and then they go do their match. Tombstone piledriver at the end. Dead man raises his hand up, and then that's it. And the thing
and then that saves all the boos.
Yep. That's how you get rid of the boos very quickly, because they don't want. Remember, Vince's boy is gonna. You know what's gonna happen. It's a foregone conclusion, but they have an opportunity to tell a great story.
But I mean, honestly, look, they knew all the boos were happening that one time before in Texas, and they still closed the show with all those boos.
Well, we can only hope it's a Roman-friendly crowd at that point, then.
Yep. All righty, guys.
Well,
I'm sorry if I had to go, but I gotta go.
Not a problem.
I'm like losing my mind at this match.
Yeah. We're all distracted, but at the same time, first and foremost, I definitely want to say thanks to Alex for letting us hijack his Twitch channel.
Thank you,
Alex. You
Alex,
guys already know where to find him. Oh no, it's Alex at Oh no, it's Alex with 2 X's on Twitter and on this same Twitch channel and on YouTube. Patio Joe and I, we do commentary and hosting duties for Sports DFS at wisetake.com. Please check us out over there. Joe is the man when it comes to your MLB DFS, and I am just a Padawan learner, but I'm trying to do my best to see if I can learn that stuff.
We'll get you there. We're gonna get you there.
I'm almost. I'm also on the MMA DFS podcast. So if you want to hear our hot takes on the MMA world, as well as who we think is going to win the fights tonight and every other fight, please tune in. It's the best place on the planet for DFS. Sorry, guys, shameless plug. But so if you want to talk to Joe about DFS, wrestling, or anything, you can find him on Twitter at Patio Joe Ref. Feel free to hit him up. We all love it. And as always, I am El Stevo. At L_Steve O. Hit me up on Twitter or on the Nerd Culture Productions YouTube channel. Feel free to leave your likes, comments, and everything else. Please let us know so we can go and make this more fun and do more stuff like this. Please let us know what you think about this, and give us a like and subscribe if you really want to see more of this content. Also subscribe to my boy Oh No It's Alex. He puts out a ton of great fitness, wrestling, video game content. This guy does it all. Support this man. He is awesome. So on that note, for Oh No It's Alex, for Patio Joe, I am El Stevo, and we will see you next time. Enjoy WrestleMania, guys. Have a blast.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.